Baby Blue Diamond with another episode of U3 Underground, Unsigned, and Unknown, and we have a special guest in the building. This interview has been long overdue. We've been trying to get it together, but our schedules do not align, but it aligned today. Mr. J. Ross from Viewz.
What's up?
Well, it used to be Viewz from the Tone. Now it's just Viewz.
Viewz Media Group.
Viewz Media Group.
Yeah.
We're going to get into that in a little bit.
Absolutely.
But let's talk about you, your life, your humble beginnings, all that, where you grow up.
I was born and raised in San Antonio. I moved to Detroit when I was about 3, going on 4, from 95 to 2000. 2000, came back from Detroit, and then been here ever since.
Okay. What side of town?
Northeast all day, FM 78, Sunrise, Texas. Represent.
What high school?
Wagner.
Boo.
Class of 2010. Yeah, you know.
You said 2010?
Yeah, 2010.
Boo, Wagner. I'm a Rockets. I ain't gonna say what class. I feel old. Okay. So I'm assuming you grew up around music. In your family, anyone do music? No?
My older brother did music, but I think as a kid, I became in love with hip hop. So I stayed watching BT, MTV, 106 Park, Rap City. That was my go-to after school every day.
Anybody you saw that sparked you into getting into what you do now?
It was actually a surprise. It was Diddy. It was no Diddy, but it was making the band. When I saw making the band too, that's what kind of made me want to pursue music. And then I started doing music, and then eventually I stepped away, and then of course stepped in the content game over time.
What was your artist's name?
I don't want to.
You don't want to tell us?
Nah.
Was it corny?
Nah.
Oh.
It's just because that's like the past, so I try not to. Because I get emotional, so I try not to.
Okay. Can you at least tell us like how many songs you released, or did you release an album?
I released some mixtapes. I mean, I was doing the CD days and stuff like that, so that stuff I gotta find and stuff. But I released quite a few songs on MySpace and stuff from 2006 to 2000 and probably say like 11. I released a bunch of music.
What made you want to stop?
It was just I had a manager, and then me and him got into it. I was wrong, and I was a cocky artist. We got into it, and then me and my team I had a team, and we split. Yeah. And then of course when that happened, I went into depression. Didn't want to really do music, and then of course, and then I had my son. Around that time. So once I became a father, then I was doing the family thing. I wasn't really focused on like being an artist. I just.
And what year was it when you decided to do blogging? Step into
so
that
the
zone?
blogging actually. So this was 2018.
Also, I started recently. I
started doing music reviews on Facebook, and the first review I ever did was for Kali. He had a project called American Dream. I posted on Facebook. He liked it. And then the second one I did was for Sosa and the Tone. Shout out to Sosa. So people started seeing me doing these reviews, and then people requesting more. So then I was like, I need a brand that I can represent for what I do. And so I was thinking all these names, and I'm like, Views from the Tone, because it was supposed to be for reviews. Yeah. But then I was watching Say Cheese, and like, I'm going to start, and then I started a Facebook page, and then started doing blogging, and then I moved it to Instagram, and then the rest was history.
Yeah. You ever done a review that somebody didn't like?
I don't know. I mean, I guess some people like didn't get what I was doing, but I think most of the people were accepting of it and stuff like that. The artists understood. Like if I thought I didn't really like it, I was honest with them, at least to my knowledge.
Any albums, mixtapes, songs that you've heard so far that you've done a review that you like? Okay, that's one of my top 10 in San Antonio.
Recently, I did. I haven't really been. Well, recently I did Sosa's project 1902. Yeah, that's a good project. If y'all haven't heard it, top to bottom. And then I did a review for R&B Folk Mobs Texas, because I was like, this song is trending, so I want to get my perspective on it.
You did it because it was trending, or because of the hate that came with it?
No, it was this was before it actually
hate.
Before it got to where it is now.
And blew up.
I was like, this is a banging record, so I was like, I just put it on the YouTube short. It did some numbers, and then of course I posted on Instagram, and people was rocking with it. So,
do you agree with the statements that some people say how only Hispanic artists are making it big in San Antonio, and
I'm
black
glad.
artists should not do music anymore?
First, well, that person that said that shouldn't have said that, right?
Yeah.
But I get it. People chase clout.
Or you think that's what it was?
I mean,
You never know.
but I will say, yes, it's harder for black artists in San Antonio, but it's not possible either because we live in the era of the internet. So
Yeah.
with Instagram and TikTok, I think if the African American artists in San Antonio, one, a lot of them do not promote to that demographic, to the Hispanic people, and two, you have to get out of the city. So I'll use Blake for a prime example. Blake is an African American artist. He had got signed. Mike Dimes is an African American artist from the city. He got signed. Unique Red, was getting traction outside of San Antonio, from Dallas to a lot of people like Timbaland and Sway started following her on Instagram. So it's harder, but at the same time, if you know how to work the internet, then it's possible.
Yeah.
So.
Now, you said that, African Americans do not promote to the Hispanic community, which I agree 100% they do not, except for Kylie. Kylie's one of few. But I also feel like a lot of Hispanics don't like to work with us either.
Well,
it goes both ways.
It does go both ways, but I mean, at the end of the day, somebody has to take that approach, and you got to get out your comfort zone.
Yeah.
So, we have to kill that narrative, and we have to actually find the solution to it. So I'm pretty sure the Hispanics will like the music. They just not aware of it. So if you're not going in front of that demographics, then they're not going to know.
Well, you, with that I'm from Texas challenge, a lot of people did it. Do you think that was a good look for artists to do it, or do you feel like they were just placing clout because that song is popular? And were you surprised that the person who won was Hispanic?
No, well, I mean, I didn't look at it like that. I looked at it in a positive way, right? I said, one, this was an opportunity for a lot of artists, and it got a lot of exposure. Shout out to Texas Buzz. Shout out to R&B Mob and his team as well. But Texas Buzz, they were really pushing. So there was a bunch of artists that got a bunch of exposure and stuff like that. I didn't agree with the winner that he won. It wasn't because he had to be Hispanic. I just didn't with
the bars and
the
everything,
bars. I just wasn't impressed. But at the same time, a lot of them artists that did them challenges, they didn't take on the chance of the opportunity. They should have been dropping music after that. I seen there's a lot of them. I seen that they did that challenge. They're getting all these views and stuff.
That's it.
And then after that challenge stopped. Guess what?
Dead.
They didn't. A lot of them didn't drop any music.
Silence,
so that was a chance for them to. That was an opportunity for them to
gain more listeners, followers,
to gain from it. But they dropped the ball on that. So that was that was just an opportunity that they dropped the ball on.
Did you go to this concert down here?
Nah. What was I doing?
Probably working, most likely.
I don't really go out, so it's hard to get me out the house. So
no, I feel you. Me either.
I probably had something going on. I just probably didn't feel like getting out the house that night.
Okay. I know he shot the video in Houston, right? I think that's correct, right?
He shot it in multiple parts, and everybody. And let's go
ahead. Let's speak on it, because a lot of people got mad. They're like, "You from San Antonio?"
First of all, it wasn't a San Antonio song. It was Texas.
Yeah.
Right. He did shoot a scene at Hoffman's Steakhouse. That's on the east side. So he did do a scene in San Antonio. He also shot it in multiple parts of
Texas.
In Texas, because it's
I'm from Texas.
It's not a San Antonio song. Now, could he probably got the city involved in the? He should have probably, I
had
think
people to come out to Hoffman's. That would have been dope.
I think they could have did better on that part, but I mean, they're learning and stuff like that. But I mean, shout out to FOMOB. I can't say nothing bad about that, brother.
Why is it that from other cities, when artists make it big, they still whip their city? But it seems like sometimes when San Antonio artists make it big, they kind of like forget they from San Antonio.
Well, FOMOB's, I don't know about, and I don't want to make this an interview about FOMOB. But
yeah, no.
FOMOB's been repping San Antonio, and
not just him. I'm talking about artists in general. Can you remember Blake make it big, and then a lot of people like, oh yeah, I forgot he's from San Antonio.
Well, yeah. Well, the Blake thing, Blake dropped the ball on that as far as not repping the city, but I also feel like he probably didn't want to rep the city because of all the hate he was receiving. But I think some people, they're just afraid because they view San Antonio as not a market that is profitable for their career, right? So they shy away from it.
Yeah.
But it's probably only been a few. It hasn't been a whole lot.
Yeah. Who do you feel like is coming up next that you can say, you know what, they might be the next one?
It's a bunch of them because, shout out to Black Mexico. He's one.
Yeah.
Unique Red is another one.
I agree.
Ice Villa, she's doing her thing. You got, people like Slim Doja. You got 7098. Shout out to Sway Jack, Booby Red. There's so many people I want.
Yeah, I know you don't name everybody. But
there's a few people that I see that are, are doing their thing right now for sure.
Now with people like you, myself, Show, Metal, Views, Waves, not Views, you all Views, Waves, Mozzie's World, all that, we kind of do, almost the same thing. I don't do as much blogging, but more like the podcasting. We deal with artists.
Right.
And dealing with artists comes with the hate.
Right.
How do you deal with the hate? How you deal with people saying, you know what, you don't post me, you only post so-and-so. Now, I made this comment before, but we talked about it. Mm-hmm. A lot of people feel like you only post Hispanic artists only. Address all that. But we talked about this.
We talked about this privately, and we're going to talk about this publicly because you upset me.
I did, but we talked about it.
But we're going to talk about it, right?
Go ahead.
Because that was false. That was false because if you go on the Views page, majority of the artists that are on Views is African American. I can go from anybody from BJ Goddamn to the Little Yodas to people, even Black Mexico's, Unique Reds, Sway Jacks, Booby Reds, Kevin McGee, Kylie's African American. He does it, but Young Shooter. So there's a lot of African American artists in the city that have been on. I just was thinking about the long term, and if I want to have a good impact in the city, then I need to reach. I not just the Northeast, not just the East Side, but the West Side. You know what I'm saying? The Southwest, the South Side. I got to reach all those, and I've done a good job with reaching all. You know what I'm saying? All those areas in the city. So that is a false narrative. So you did, but we talked about it, but
we did.
That was definitely. But I also feel like that's what held you back because you were in your comfort zone with your brand. So I feel like that's what held you back. But as far as the hate, that used to bother me. But can I cuss on here?
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't give a fuck like who likes. Like if they rock with me, they rock with me. They don't. Now for the ones that are saying I don't post them, for one, if you don't, first of all, I don't have to post y'all for free, right? You know what I'm saying?
True.
First of all, right? If you really want me to post you need to reach out.
Because you can't, it's hard to, as a blogger, it's hard to see every single thing that's posted.
I don't see everything. So for the ones that saying, oh, you don't post me, and the ones that saying they don't post me, that I don't post them have been on my page.
Yeah.
And you have somebody on this couch that said I'd be on some fuck shit. Go ask that same artist, right? He's been on my page. Has he ever? And that was me posting him for the love.
Yeah.
He hasn't reached out to me. Now he probably feels like he hasn't been over. I haven't overly posted him. But if you're not reaching out to me and you're not rocking with me, I'm not just gonna go out my way for you all the time. Nah.
What about the ones that say you post the same old people? Because a lot of people gonna say, all you post is Black Mexico, Sway Jack, this person, that person. Kylie, that's all you post.
Well, I haven't posted Kylie in a
while, but just examples.
Black Mexico taps in, right? Sway Jack, and I don't post Sway Jack all the time.
Yeah, those are just examples.
Sway Jack taps in. Shout out to Ice Villa. Ice Villa, if she wants something, hey, can you shout out to my boy Aqua Low Life Cynic. Hey, can you get me on a post? Some of them throw me some bread, some of them don't, I really don't be tripping. Like, so there's people who, if they, shout out to Richie Ray, one of the best videographers in the city. If he needs something, hey, bro, they reach out. You got to communicate. Closed mouths don't get fed.
I also feel like, too, it's more than just reaching out, too. You got to support, like you said.
Well, and the thing about that is a lot of the artists, they don't. I post a few artists and they don't even say thank you or nothing like that, but then get mad when I don't overly post to them.
No
So it's
reshares,
like
no likes, no
even
comments.
it's a thank you, like, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
you know,
Appreciate it. Good luck.
appreciate it. Like, for example, Black Mexico always, bro, appreciate you.
Oh,
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? He's real good at that.
He is.
You know,
I
what I'm
like
saying?
that. Yeah.
Shout out to Mexico.
Now, he's one of the ones that I'm not going to name names, but the person who made the comment about, you know, the black artist and this Mexican artist, and then he got a lot of flag for, I guess, I don't know if he was getting signed. He wasn't getting signed, but he was doing something with the FOMA people or something where he had made a comment where, you know, like his Hispanic side was coming out, and a lot of people like, oh, now you want to be Hispanic, now you want to be black when you want to choose.
And I
reposted
reposted Black Mexico's thing. Black Mexico was just telling the artists, like, he was sending a message to the African American artists, like, hey, just grind harder. Like, the Mexicans, they're grinding right now. They're doing what they're supposed to do. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's all he was telling them.
But people felt like he was picking a side because he's mixed. But
well, you know,
but a lot of people, I feel like he wasn't.
A lot of people are, you know what I'm saying? Excuse me, but a lot of people are retarded. They don't understand. They hear what they want to hear, and they don't pay attention to the full message.
I agree.
You know, man.
I 100% agree with that because I don't know. People just see what they want to see, take bits and pieces, and just run with it.
You know, if I felt like Black Mexico wasn't delivering a good message, then I wouldn't have reposted it. You know what I'm saying? So, you know.
I feel like that's just me personally, because I had said this a while back when I was doing my Well You Asked podcast, that I'm not saying San Antonio is not a music city, but I feel like it could be a podcast city. What are your thoughts on that? Because we do have a couple podcasts that's kind of popping a little bit. Mozzie, Cheap Suits.
I mean, it's a good city for media, but also, I mean, it's becoming a music hub because now there's a lot of blogs in Texas. So not just me, but Texas Buzz. Shout out to SA Fools, Texas Fools. Shout out to the people outside of San Antonio, like Dallas Global, Real Tune TV. You know what I mean? A lot of these different blogs outside the city are picking up on San Antonio artists. Like, believe it or not, people are paying attention. Outside the city, people are sure paying attention to San Antonio for sure.
Do you feel like you being hated sometimes is why people tune into your page?
I don't really.
You know, like
I don't know who really hates me because I don't really see it. So it's maybe a few people, but for the most part,
it's that background hate.
I mean, if you don't have no haters, then you're not doing nothing. So this come up. I don't know. I don't really feel like people hate me that much. You got a few who, you know, who might not like me, but they will never tell me. Not to my face. They might send a subliminal on Facebook, but I've been in the same room with some of these people. Church mice. So you know what I'm saying.
Now, with the artists that are coming up, some artists you named that you feel like is up next, what do you look for as far as new artists in their music in general?
It depends. So because every artist is different, right? So, for example, when I heard of Mexico, it wasn't Mexico spamming me with his music. It was actually somebody that was a part of his camp kept spamming me with his music. You need to check out Black Mexico. Yeah. And the first few times, I'm like, all right. But he kept, okay, let me check out. And I'm like, okay, so for one, it could be personality. Two, it's music. Or it just, I have to see something in them. Like, you know what I mean? So it depends because some of the artists that I might, like, post, sometimes I'm not the fan of the music, but I see the potential and kind of, like, when I started posting Rich Greedy 2018, I knew for a fact that I was like, man, that dude's gonna make a name for himself. And then eventually, same thing when I started posting Hoodlum. I was posting him early, and I was like, same thing with Unique Red. I was posting Unique Red early, and then I kept posting her and posting her and posting her. Because I just see something in people. I can't really explain it, but I just have a vision of, like, you know.
I've never met her in person, Unique Red, but someone in her camp hit me up and I did an album cover for her.
Yeah, she's real good people. Shout out to her.
I have heard her music. She's really dope.
You know, it's crazy. Like, it was a few people. Like, my Father's Day had passed, and it was a few people that were close to me that I expected to like wish me Happy Father's Day, and she sent me a text like personally telling me Happy Father's Day. So that, you know what I'm saying, it definitely meant a lot.
What's 3 of your proudest moments as a blogger?
My proudest moments as a blogger, man. When I seen, like, one is when I saw Unique Red was blowing up on Say Cheese, and she's starting to get the exposure. I'm like, that makes me. I was like, knowing that I played a, I helped. Not saying that I did everything, but I've been there from the come up from her. So that was definitely one of my proudest moments. So shout out to her. You know what I mean?
Okay. Any more?
Another one. Man, I can't. When Hoodlum signed his deal, that was like a proud moment because I was posting him before he had got a deal, and I remember posting him when he got his first million views and stuff like that, making a post about it. It's been quite a few. It's been quite a few.
Any moments where you're like, I should have hopped on that opportunity, but I didn't?
So back to FOMOB, I was late on posting FOMOB because actually shout out to Jay Angel, one of the coldest engineers, manages Izzy 9-3 and everything like that. Jay Angel was managing FOMOB, and I remember he reached out to do an interview for me. And at first I was talking about, like, I'm not a fan of the music, but I said, off the strength of you, I'm gonna do it. So we set it up, but it never happened. But I was definitely like, damn. But shout out to Texas Buzz, shout out to my boy Cheddar, because Cheddar over there.
Why were you a fan of his music at first?
I don't know.
Was it that deep voice that he uses, that same Mexican
I guess the records that I heard didn't impress me at first, but it wasn't until I seen him do this El Jefe with Eastside Fish, shout out to Eastside Fish, when I was like, he was starting to grow on me. And then, of course, once the Texas record, I'm like, damn, I was late to. I could have definitely took a chance at that, the opportunity, because sometimes you gotta put your pride aside. Like, even if you might not like it, somebody else will. So that was definitely a moment. I was like, damn. So
To the artists who want to hit you up, they want to message you. Mm-hmm. What is the correct way to come at you?
Don't stop tagging me, spamming me with tags. Like, I get it.
I get that a lot. Oh.
I get it, but that's not gonna, like, I feel like you're forcing me to like your stuff. The correct way would be, hey, bro,
introduce yourself
and just hit me, like, hit the DM. Like I had an artist who had reached out, like, he posted on his story, like, can somebody get a hold of Views? I need to do an interview. And I had told him, like, bro, you could have just messaged, like, you don't, like, just. Yeah. Anybody who knows that, for the most part, you know how to get a hold of me. Like, if you know, you can get a hold of me. It's not hard. Not saying I'm going to respond to everybody, but I'm not hard to get a hold of.
Doing the blogging, going out doing interviews, you must get a lot of ladies in your inbox.
From the music scene?
In general.
Not from the music scene. Like, nobody is really trying to, like, no female is the idea. Oh, I need to sleep with the blogger. I'm not anybody from the music scene. Like, nah, I wouldn't say that. But
in general, your inbox pretty decent.
Well, hey.
Well, someone might look at this interview and say, "Hey, you fine, you sexy." So you single taking, doing you.
I am single. I'll say that. I am single.
So you ready for females to hop in the inbox?
Oh man.
Look, I picked you up.
So how you doing, Marcel? No.
Stop it. Stop. He said he's ready for people to hop in the inbox. Ladies.
I didn't say that. And especially if you got a boyfriend, don't come to the inbox, because I don't want anybody
trying to fight nobody. No.
I don't want anybody trying to kill me. I want no smoke.
Now, you've interviewed artists like Sonny the Rapper.
And that was shout out to AR and Diversity.
And shout out to Loud Society for bringing all these artists in.
Yeah, that was because of them. You know what I'm saying?
How come other, I wouldn't say bloggers, but other, I guess, companies, I don't know what they call them. Platforms. Oh. Doing that, bringing other artists from out of town in and doing shows like them, because they're doing a lot of shows, a lot of artists on.
A lot of them are scared to take the risk. So But shout out to AR because I've seen the growth in her. So
I agree. Me
I
too.
mean they have a good team. So they're doing some amazing things over there. So it's just more just thinking outside the box. So but definitely that interview happened because of them because I wasn't aware of Sonny to them. So.
Yeah, me too. Any artists that you see the potential that you just like, if you could just post a little bit more, put out some more music, you got it.
There's quite a few, but I have conversations with a lot of artists, and I give them feedback on, as far as just trying to help them with their creative side of things and stuff. So, I don't want to put them on blast.
Yeah.
I don't want anybody, but no, I have a few. There's a few that I have conversations with.
Now, I don't know if you do this with a lot of people, but I know you always giving me advice. Why do you like to give advice to artists and help them out? Because sometimes they need that, and they're looking for that.
Because there's not a lot of artists have people around them, and I feel like a lot of the people they have around them do not have a vision, or they don't believe in them really. So they don't really. So anytime if I see there's improvement, I'll definitely step in. For sure.
Has your page ever caused any issues, personal issues with relationships?
Like with me or just
with you? Like you ever dated someone that like, nah, I can't date you. You dealing with all these female artists?
Nah, my personal relationships or whatever I had,
It's separate.
It's separate. So no females have ever even questioned me about even females in the music scene. You know what I'm saying? Nah, that's they know anybody that I've talked to, they know I'm involved in music, and majority of them have supported it. So, but it hasn't caused any type of relationships or anything like that. Did
people feel some kind of way when you changed it from Views on the Tone to Views?
And the reason for that was Question. Shout out to Question.
Mm-hmm.
Question had messaged me and said, "Hey, you need to change your name because you're boxing yourself in." He's like, I've been talking to people about you, and he was like, "Why would somebody just want to deal with just a San Antonio, a business?"
Yeah.
So when he said that, anytime Question tells you something, you listen. He's the God. We call him the God. Shout out to my boy Skrills and Mozzie. We call him the Godfather for a reason because he doesn't drop gems to everybody. So if Question is dropping a gem to you, that really means he rocks with you for real, for real. But nobody got mad at it because it was basically the same thing. I just really
took out from the tone
and branched off and started, posting people from other cities.
If you can create your ultimate cipher, 5 artists, who would it be?
Ooh.
From any side of San Antonio.
I'm gonna get Entry in there.
Okay, good choice.
I'm gonna get 7098.
Okay.
I'm gonna put Taiwan in there. Ooh, that's 3 right there. Ooh, I'll put AJ Stacks in there. Shout out to Stacks.
Okay.
Oh man, I don't know. It's tough. It's tough. The 5th one. That's definitely all.
So I saw one today that IQ had reposted. I don't know if you saw it. It had him, Yoda, Tiny Toon.
Oh yeah, that was I remember that. That was from
Auto Silence and
that was from 2017, 2018. Yeah,
in Classic.
Yeah.
I said we need to do something like that again. Or
no.
Or like the San Antonio Mic Pass. Let it go.
Probably not.
Why not? Why not? Speak on it.
I'm just moving in a different direction with content. So.
Well, not you. I'm saying someone in general.
Oh,
you.
if people do it, that's them. But I'm just me personally. I'm just not.
Well,
yeah. If they do it, I'll check it out. But I'm not. We need to do a San Antonio cipher. No, I'm not. I don't think that would do anything really. Just be artists doing a cipher. But I don't think it would. I don't know. That's just my opinion,
What's next for Views? What should people look out for?
We're just trying to rebrand the page and everything, and see what I could do because my algorithm on the Instagram page is horrible. So trying to just figure out. Shout out to my assistant, Lizette. We're just trying to figure out what we can do just to kind of to the next level. Because, you know, a few of these other platforms, like shout out to Texas Buzz and SA Foods and them, they all passed me up. But it's just work ethic, like, you know, accountability. I got lazy on the page, so of course they're and shout out to them because they're, you know, shout out to Cheddar from Texas Buzz. That's my, you know, that's like a little bro. So I'm proud to see, like, I don't ever hate on another platform.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like if you're dope and I see you moving, it's all love for me on this side for sure.
Besides the internet, because you know we got the Instagrams, the TikToks, and all that, and YouTube. You got of course, your music streaming platforms. How else can local artists get their music played or get it heard? You know, I was playing it for a minute, then I stopped because like people not gonna download.
You trying to set me up for a question? I see where you're going.
Cause you know I stopped doing
Are
it.
you talking about like
I know,
how can they get their music played? Well,
or just heard in general? Besides that,
why they
too.
introduce it to the public? I mean, there's a whole lot of bars around San Antonio. It don't take nothing for you to go get some headphones and go up to people, hey, keep checking my music. Not a lot of people do that, but I mean that's a start. You know what I'm saying?
What sets you apart from other blog sites?
I think with me, I post controversial stuff, but when it comes to certain, like especially when it comes to street beefs in San Antonio, like I do not post it. And for one, I want to at least move comfortable in my city, so I don't have to worry about it. Because once you start getting into the street beef aspect
you gotta
of
watch
it,
your back and all that. Oh yeah.
The rapper probably might not be mad, but it's their homies that, and of course, it's dangerous because I ain't gonna like these YNs that they call them. They stepping like, and it gets real. Like it gets real. So I stay away from the street beef. Like if any time, and I'll go ahead and speak on this. For example, when Rich Gritty and Izzy 93 had whatever they had, their issues right at one point, right? I never entertained it.
Yeah.
I seen it, but I didn't entertain it because for one, I don't like it, and two, when you get involved in that, people might start feeling like you have to pick a side. Yeah. And I try to stay away from that.
Okay, so that's why you didn't comment on the San Antonio artist type. Well, not the San Antonio, but when that guy was like, you know, black artists need to quit. You just watched it, and
I just didn't feel like putting my energy towards that was needed.
Yeah, it wasn't worth it.
I mean, a lot of people have felt the way he felt, so not a lot of people have said it. I think when and I guess it was the frustration, right? Because he wants more for the black artist.
Yeah.
But when you're doing that, then that's when you start. You can kind of start causing a racial divide. You know what I mean? And so I think at first so that's why we got to be careful how we say stuff, because people can determine the way. So I just felt like a lot of people have been feeling what he was feeling, but I also just felt like you could encourage the black artists in a different way. That's just my thoughts on it.
Any advice you have for artists, up and coming artists? How to navigate this social media world?
just be consistent on your content and network. Like, I think a lot of San Antonio artists have the mindset, and I see this all the time. Oh, the city's sleeping on me. The city doesn't support me. No, you keep showing your music to the same
people.
10 to 20 people. And there's another thing. Stop depending on other artists to promote your music. Like, again, people say they don't want competition, but this is still a competition at the end of the day, because y'all both are trying to get to the next level. You know, so you don't see McDonald's sharing Burger King stuff, right? You know what I'm saying, right?
True.
So y'all got to have that mindset. So stop depending on other artists to promote your brand. You don't see Vlad TV constantly promoting No Jumper, or he works with them, you know, they collab and stuff like that, but they have their own brand. So you got to focus on pushing your brand at the end of the day. You can still support people in different ways, but just stop feeling entitled that this rapper got to share your music, because they don't.
Yeah. Okay. How is it working with Mozzie as well? 'Cause I know you're kind of close.
Yeah, well, shout out to Mozzie, and then of course Skrills, you know what I'm saying? Skrills is, you know, the brains of the group, yeah. You know what I'm saying? So Skrills does a whole lot. So, but that's family. Like, I put the podcast on pause because just got a lot of personal stuff going on right now. So, but that's family. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, for real. Like, people probably won't know. Like, me and Mozzie and them, we talk all the time. Like, you know, that's family right there.
My mind just went blank for a second. We hear you three. Ross of Viewz from the Tone. Give us all your social media links. So people can follow you, check you out. They can secretly follow you.
You can find me. Which camera I got to look into? Oh, okay.
Right there. That's your camera.
You can follow me on Instagram at Viewz Media Group, Viewz with a Z. You can find me on my personal Instagram at I_am_J Ross. You can find me on TikTok. Follow me on TikTok at J Ross. I think it's J Ross 210 Texas, I believe, right there. And then you know what I'm saying. And look, just YouTube Viewz Media Group. You know what I mean.
When did you finally get on TikTok or to use that a little bit more?
Well, I've been on TikTok. I had a TikTok for the podcast, but then I created a separate. I created a separate TikTok recently on there, and I'm definitely the beauty about the internet and social media is you can reach so many people. So there's hundreds of people that I've seen are commenting on my TikTok page. I'm like, it's amazing. Like, there's not people from my city.
Yeah.
So I believe in, like, of course I've been on my spiritual journey, so I believe God's going to call you to reach, going to reach the masses.
For the women who do want to get in your inbox, tell them a little bit about you. What are you looking for?
Oh man, what am I looking for? In a woman?
Yeah.
Just in general? I mean, it starts with attraction, but it's the personality. If I see you have a shitty personality, if you feel like you just this larger than life person, I don't want any part. And it too is, of course, I'm not looking for you to bring anything to the table, but what are you doing for yourself in a sense?
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying. But I don't require a lot. There's not a lot of requirements. I mean, you can't be a whore. So I don't want no whores.
What's the definition of a whore?
Definition of a whore?
Your definition, because everyone has their own.
You just out here giving your coochie up just to anything, just because, like,
yeah.
Nah, like, that's, but, I mean, hey, we'll see, but, man, oh, man.
You think being a blogger make you more attractive to women?
You said what?
Being a blogger make you a little bit more attractive to women?
Man, the bloggers ain't getting the rappers getting all the females. Like,
you never know.
My life is not.
Especially when you interview some of these artists, they might think.
No. Well, I haven't interviewed a lot of female artists, but I've only interviewed probably maybe like 3. Ghetto Princess from Houston, Sonny the Rapper, and Unique. Yeah, I've only interviewed 3 female artists. So I don't.
Did you ever date an artist?
Would I ever date an artist? Possibly. Possibly. It depends. But I wouldn't say no. But it depends.
Are you low key in the streets? Or are you more low key behind the scenes?
Do I be outside with the hoes? Is that what you're asking? Nah, I'm very, what do you call it? Like, I'm very low key. Like, no. You will not know anything unless I tell you. So, I'm not in the streets like that. My life is very private. Like, it's got to be. I
feel like that's a good thing, because I get people ask me that all the time.
If it's anything like that, like, you're not going to know unless you know. Like, unless you're around me, but. Man, I'm moving like Batman through the city, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
are you more of a lover or on demon time?
I am a super lover. Definitely a lover.
Ladies, you hear that? Go ahead, slide into the DM. J Ross, look him up.
Oh man.
Look him up, hit him up, say hey. I saw you on U3. I want to give you the time of day.
She said that.
Is that how a woman should slide in your DMs?
However they approach me, you know. Oh man, I mean, I don't know.
Do you want them aggressive or not?
It depends.
Could you take it aggressive? It's like a woman just sliding your DMs and be like, hey, I want it, you have it, give it up.
Have what? Oh.
Sir.
Oh, the D. I don't know. I ain't had nobody approach me, but I don't know how I'm
handle that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Probably take you by surprise.
Yeah, probably.
Like probably. You know me? You know who I am?
I don't know. I'll have to see. Ain't nobody approaching me like that, but you know, I'll wait and see. You know what else?
You heard it here. Ross of Viewz. Check him out. Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube. Follow him. Podcast coming back soon.
Probably, yeah. I'm not sure when, for sure.
But just look out for it.
It'll be back. If it's maybe the end of this year, probably, but if not, 2026, because, you know, I got the catalog to take a break, so you know what I'm saying.
I like that. And make sure, artists, if you want to get posted, not just artists, business owners, anybody, message him, inbox him, and stop the spamming, stop the tagging. We hate it. I hate it. He hates it. We hate it.
Yeah.
You already know. Ross, U3, we out. Peace.